Well, welcome back to the show, Texas. So, okay, we're kicking things off with the Tommy Vincent celebrity chef. Okay, welcome to the show. So happy to have you. Hi, Tommy.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Great.
Doing good.
Good.
I'm so happy you're here. And it's amazing your story, your family. You have grown children. You're a grandmother. I don't even believe that. So I need the paperwork. But you have built an amazing life. And you say today you're now living life on purpose. So tell the people about Tommy Vincent and who you are, what you do.
Yes, so absolutely. I am all about living an intentional life because when you are intentional about the decisions you make, you will yield those intentional results. And as a 46-year-old woman, I have traveled down the road that has gotten me to this point, but it did not come without um, what would consider to be obstacles that I chose to use as stepping stones. And so for me, it's all about choosing to live my life in a way that at the end of the day, I recognize that I am choosing me. Choosing me does not mean that I'm not choosing my husband and I'm not choosing my children and I'm not choosing my grandchildren. But what that does mean is there's enough room for everybody to shine. And so that's what I'm doing with my new podcast, Stay a While.
And so I love that you mentioned the me time. That word just seems to continue to get thrown around more, and I love it. I think so many of us, are loving our me time now. But you are now living on purpose, with purpose, rather than living your dreams. So can you share with us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys were talking about the self care aspect. And a lot of times I think that people, especially women, when you have families, sometimes you feel like you're being selfish by taking time and making sure that you're cultivating and nourishing yourself. Well, from my perspective, self care is not selfish, it's necessary. And so when I talk about living my life on purpose, I am literally talking about there's components and aspects to me that do not involve my husband, that do not involve my children, and they are the things that are deep down
Yes.
within inside of me,
Amen.
where God created me to be more than just those things. Those are things that I do, they're not who I am. So when I talk about living on purpose, I'm talking about that. Who am I? What is in me and how do I continue to nourish that so that it flourishes and it grows?
So tell us about your podcast. You have an amazing podcast. You're doing your thing and you want women to come and stay a while. So talk a little bit about your podcast, Stay a While.
Yes, so Stay a While, a podcast with your girl, Tommy Vincent.
Yes.
It was something that was birthed out of my experience. For the past 6 years, I have been hosting a woman's retreat at our cabin in North Carolina. And we would come together and we would have these moments that literally left us transformed when we left the property. And during the our time in this virtual world, I really knew that was a big part of who I was. And when I talk about living on purpose, that I had to make sure that I continued to be able to pour into women that way because that pouring out also poured into me. And so
Mhm.
I birthed the Stay a While podcast because I am encouraging ladies everywhere to join me at the table, to pull up your seat because there's
Yeah.
enough room for everybody for you to be able to receive the information, not only from me, but from the other ladies that I share the mic with, to know how that you too can make sure that you are prioritizing yourself and
Mm.
making sure that your life manifests everything that it is possible of manifesting.